Hello, dear friend. Welcome to your yoga practice. We will start in a comfortable seated position, either cross-legged or seated on your heels. Feel free to choose a chair as well. I invite you to elevate your hips so that they are a little higher than your knees, perhaps with a bolster, folded blanket, or another type of cushion. So settle yourself in your seat. Find your spine nice and long, rooting through your sit bones. And then when you feel comfortable, softly close your eyes or soften your gaze. And we'll tune in to our breath. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose first. And then exhale through the mouth, perhaps even sigh. One more time, deep inhale. And a relieving exhale. Drawing a thick line behind what you've been doing up until now and finding your way into a present moment. Turn your senses inwards and then perhaps bring one hand on over your heart center and the other one onto your belly, or both hands one on top of the other over your heart. See what feels more intuitive for you today. And we'll take a moment here trying to find our breath, quietening down and turning inwards, as well as setting intention for our practice. So as you're inhaling through your nose into your throat and into your lungs, feel your hands rising with your chest. And then as you exhale, lungs, throat, and mouth or nose. Inhaling nose, throat, and chest. Exhaling chest, throat, and mouth or nose. Make sure that your belly is relaxed as you breathe so it can move in and out, up and down with your breath, allowing you to use the full potential of your lungs, breathing fully, without over-breathing though. Inhaling again, a nose, throat, and chest. And then exhaling chest, throat, and nose or mouth. And we'll take a few more here in stillness and notice what is arising for you. Checking in with your body, with your mind, and with your heart. Observing where you are at today without any judgment or criticism. Using your breath as your guidance. Keeping your eyes closed, you can keep your hands where they are or lower them down onto your knees, and we will open our practice chanting 3 times Om. Let's inhale together for the first Om. At your pace with your breath, inhale. And the last one. Sitting with the vibration, with the sound that we've just chanted. Keeping your eyes closed or gaze softened, take your hands in prayer in front of your chest. And take another moment to set intention for your practice. Intentions help us to remind ourselves of what we need or what we desire, and keep us grounded and rooted to our true purpose. So perhaps something along the lines of, I will remain kind to myself, or I will listen to my body throughout the practice. Or perhaps it's I am here and now and strong. Anything that is coming through you and through your heart. You can bring your hands back down and perhaps open your eyes. And I will invite you to come into Balasana, child's pose. In your child's pose, make sure that your bum is sitting on your heels, and feel free to put a cushion or a folded blanket in between your calves and thighs or bum in case that you need that support. And you can take another, perhaps a block or another prop under your forehead if the floor feels far away and it's not comfortable. Reach your arms far forward, making it an active child's pose. And take a breath into the back of your heart, inhaling and expanding. And then exhaling and sinking into the pose, sinking deeper into the ground. Deep inhale for expansion through the nose if possible. And then exhale through your mouth or nose, sinking deeper in. With your next inhale, lift up slightly so you can walk your arms to the right side, coming into a side stretch. And then with your left hand, grab onto your right forearm, pulling your left elbow towards the top of your mat, and lower your head slightly. It will probably not come all the way down to the ground, and that's fine. Actively press your hips or your sit bones down towards your heels, finding more space in the left side of your body. One more breath here, stretching more into that left side. And then as you exhale, walk your hands back to center and over to the other side. Now with your right hand, you grab onto your left forearm, reach your right elbow actively towards the top of your mat. Inhale, find length, a little bit more comfort in this pose. And then as you exhale, settle down, lower your head a little bit. Keep your neck in extension of your spine and press the right side of your body, your hip, down towards the ground. And open into the right side. Every inhale being an invitation to expand. And every exhale an invitation to settle, to relax, and to surrender. Now with your next inhale, walk your hands back to center and come onto all four. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Not to dump completely into your wrists and to avoid any pain, press the knuckles of your fingers into the ground. This part of the palm of the hand. So you distribute the weight more equally, and maybe even grab the floor with your fingertips. We're going to take movements with our hips, moving to the side, then back, opposite side and forward. Making it a nice organic movement, so starting slowly to explore. Your arms stay always straight, but do not lock your elbows. Pressing the floor away, especially as you come forward. Moving into your hips. In big or small circles. See what feels wise for you today. And notice where your breath is, how your breath is adjusting to your movement. We'll take one more in this direction. Or maybe adding a little bit more of the spine. Change direction. And see if you want to move a little differently. Each side is different. Treat them that way. Always a new reason to explore and to change perspective. And we'll take one more circle here. And we come back into child's pose. So lower your hips onto your heels, reaching forward with your arms. And then as you inhale, come back onto all four, open through your chest, look up. Tuck your toes under, and as you exhale, press into your downward facing dog. Strong arms, push the floor away. Your knees may stay bent. Inhale, come back down, knees onto your mat. Open through the chest, look up. Exhale, Balasana, child's pose. Inhale, come forward, open through the chest, look up. And then exhale, press back into your downward facing dog. Knees bent or straight, strong arms. Inhale, lower your knees down, open through the chest, look up. Exhale, Balasana, child's pose. And one last round. Inhale, come onto all four, open through the chest, belly button down, sit bones up. Exhale, tucking your toes, press into your downward facing dog. And we're going to stay here for 2 breaths. Or maybe you want to pedal your feet slightly, stretching into the back side of your body, into your legs. And with your next exhale, we're going to take the knees down onto the ground for a bird dog and a little bit of abdominal activation. So I'll invite you to stretch your right leg back. Tap the toes onto the ground first, and then extend your left arm forward. Your right shoulder or your right arm presses into the ground, so you're not dumping your weight into that right shoulder. Reaching forward, lift your right leg up, reaching through the heel. And then as you exhale, bring your left elbow to your right knee, round your back. Inhale and open. Exhale, crunch. Inhale and open. Exhale, crunch. 2 more times. Inhale and open. Reach forward, reach back, take space. Exhale, drawing in. Hug your ribcage in, belly in. Inhale and open. One last time. Reach forward. Exhale, crunch. Round your back. Push the floor away. And then inhale, open. Bend your right knee. And with your left arm, grab onto your foot. You can use a strap if this is too far away, or just hold in here, reaching. And then kick your foot against your hand or against your strap, lifting higher up. As you exhale, try to hug the ribcage in a little bit so you activate your abdominals. And then as you exhale, release, straighten that right leg. Bring your left hand down to meet the right. And then with the leg straight, this is optional. You can always bring the knee back down. Lower down in Chaturanga, support it with your knee. And then bring both legs down, extend the other one. Inhale into Cobra, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, come into Child's Pose. Find your breath in Child's Pose. Take your time to ground, to root down. We'll take one more breath in here in Child's Pose. And then I'll invite you to come back onto all four to do the other side. So first extend your left leg. Tap the toes down first. Extend your right arm. And we'll go for 5 crunches. So inhale, lengthen, lift your back leg up. And then exhale, draw your elbow towards knee, round your back. Inhale, open. Nice and strong body. Exhale, crunch. Push your heart up towards the sky. Inhale, open. Exhale, draw in. 2 more. Inhale and open. And feel free to go faster or slower. Exhale, rounding. Knowing my indication of breath is always just an invitation and a guidance, not a prescription. And crunch. Last one. Let's open up for that back bend. Bend your left knee and then reach with your right arm back. Grabbing onto your foot if it's accessible. Press your foot against your hand and reach your left knee up and back, kicking with that foot. One more breath. And then as you exhale, release. Right hand comes down, optionally left leg stays straight, and we're going to lower the chest down towards the ground, and then both legs down and straight. Inhale into cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog this time. Take your time in down dog. Make sure that you're pressing the floor away strongly with your arms. Hug your outer edges of the armpits down towards the ground. Knees bent or straight, heels heavy. And then as you exhale, hug the ribcage in so you don't hang in your shoulders and flare your ribs down. With your next exhalation, we're going to step the right foot forward. In between your hands, bring the back knee down, coming into low lunge. Back toes tucked or untucked, up to you. Inhale, rise up. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Reach up to the sky. Hands facing each other or palms together, up to you. Your choice, your body, your practice. As you exhale, draw your hands down in prayer. And then we're going to take the left elbow over your right knee. Press into your arms into a twist. Looking to the side or even up. Your bum is working strongly to keep you stable. And then as you exhale, release the pose. Press back into downward facing dog. Take another breath here in down dog, finding stillness in the movement of the practice. And as you exhale, step your left foot forward, in between your hands, back knee down, low lunge on the other side. Inhale, rise up. Reaching high up, opening the heart, but squeezing your inner thighs together, stable base. And then as you exhale, draw your hands down. Right elbow over left knee, twisting to the other side. Inhale first, find length through the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, press into that upper arm. Looking to the side or up, coming deeper into this twist. Variation to a bound ankle pose. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Bring your hands back down, press into your downward facing dog. Now from your downward facing dog, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog, and then step your right foot forward in between your hands for runner's lunge. Keep the back knee up, get your legs nice and strong. Maybe come onto your fingertips, right ribcage on top of your right thigh. We're going to move into side angle pose. So perhaps you want to have a block on the inside of your left foot, on your right foot, apologies. Or you can take your hand down onto the ground, bring that back heel down, open the hips to the long edge of your mat, and then swing your left arm up and overhead. Almost opening into a twist here. Press the legs away from each other, your feet away from each other, finding length through your fingertips on your left hand and down and back through your left foot. And then as you exhale, take your hands back down, lift your back heel up again. And we're going to press into this variation of a plank. Bring your right heel towards your bum, holding here for just 2 breaths. Keep pressing the floor away with your hands. Nice and strong. You can handle this higher level of energy. And then bring your right knee down to the ground, opening into a variation of Vashisthasana. Your back heel comes down again. And your left arm up to the sky or even overhead for another side and front body opening. One more breath. Now swing that left arm back down, take it into your hip. Make sure that you are firmly planted in your right hand. Do not lock your elbow. Use a micro bend there. And we're going to lift that left leg up, reach through the heel, and bring it back down. Bringing it up, and back down. Breathing, one breath, one movement, or simply breathing naturally, depending on how fast or slow you're moving. Try to move a little slower, perhaps. Nice and controlled movement, instead of just getting done with it. One last time. We hold in here. And then as you exhale, release. Sweep that right shin in front of you so you can sit down into what will be a Janu Shirshasana variation. And then your right hand comes behind you, left arm sweeps around your head and overhead, lifting your hips up and forward. You can just allow your arm to hang in here, or if you have space, extend it. And then as you exhale, coming back down, bring your left hand towards your left shin perhaps, and then right arm follows, sweeping in this half circle. Coming into Janu Shirshasana C. Reach through the heel and toes are pointing up. Inhale and lengthen here, and then exhale. Perhaps you have space to fold a little deeper. Feel free to go all the way if you can reach to your foot, or stay a little bit more upright, hands on the ground or on your shin. If this is too much of a sensation, remember you can always bend your left knee slightly. One more breath in here. And then we come up and release. Cross your ankles. We're going to take it back into downward facing dog. So you may need to just flip your hands to the side, to the top of your mat. Step into your down dog for the other side. So with your next inhale, lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. And then step your left foot forward in between your hands for runner's lunge. Remember to grab your block if you were using it before, or you want to use it on the side. Your legs nice and strong, come onto your fingertips, and then bring your left hand on the inside of your left foot on block or ground. Drop your back heel down and extend your right arm overhead. Engage your bum, open through the side body and the front body. Big pose. Inhaling for lengthening, for expansion. Exhaling to surrender. One more. And then lower your right hand down. Come into this plank variation. So press both hands down onto the mat and then bring your left heel towards your bum, holding in here. Protract your chest, push the floor away, but look forward. 3, 2, and 1. You can lower your left knee down onto the mat. Drop the back heel down, opening again towards the long edge of your mat. Right arm either up or overhead, Vashisthasana. So your right foot, left knee, and left wrist are in one line. One more breath. And then your right hand comes into your waist, and we'll be lifting that right leg up and bringing it back down. Trying to reach through the heel, toes pointing where your face is pointing, and down. 3 more. And down. Steady breath. And the last one. Lifting up, coming back down. Well done. We're going to swing that left shin forward so we can bring the bum down, coming into Janu Shirshasana preparation. Bring your left hand behind and then sweep your right arm in this half circle up and overhead, lifting your hips forward and up. And then as you exhale, sweep in this half circle back down. Right hand comes onto your shin, left arm follows. Inhale, find length first, and then exhale, reach your heart forward in the direction of your right toes. Again, each side may feel different. So perhaps you can go a little lower on this side, perhaps it feels a little more stiff. There's no judgment or criticism. We're working with where we are right now, working with what is. As you inhale, come up, and exhale, release. Cross your ankles. Come on to all four. You can take a plank pose here and lower down in Chaturanga, or from all four, lower your chest in between your hands, chin down, and then inhale into Cobra, just a low Cobra. And as you exhale, lower down immediately. And we're going to extend the arms to the side, reaching through the fingers or making fists if that feels more powerful for you. And with your next inhale, we're going to lift the chest up. Your tops of the feet are pressing into the ground, legs are active. Squeeze your bum slightly. Open through the heart, maybe even look up. And then as you exhale, make a pillow from your hands, rest your forehead down. Now bring your hands on each side of your chest, press yourself up into kneeling, and take a block that we will need, or even a chair, and put it sort of on top of the mat in the center. And from here, directly, we're going to press into downward facing dog. From your down dog, as you inhale, lift your right leg up. And then step the right foot forward in between your hands. Bring the back heel down, coming into warrior two. So whenever your legs feel strong and stable, inhale, windmill your arms up, torso up. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, settle into the pose, looking over your right fingertips. Engage into your glutes, legs are strong, squeeze your inner thighs together like you're trying to lift up from the ground and up through the crown of your head. One more breath. And we're going to attempt Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So left hand into your waist, and then you may need to move that block a little bit. You'll see where you land. I'm going to use the back leg as a spring, hop a little closer towards the right. Right toes are pointing towards the block, and I'm going to reach with my right hand for the block. See, I'm already moving it, and then try to press into that right heel to lift that left leg up. Foot flexed or toes pointed, trying to open to the side, as wobbly as it gets. Opening through the chest, voila. Let's take a few attempts here, or feel free to use a wall or a chair which is a little higher. And then whenever you feel stable, you can extend your left arm up. One more breath. And then as you exhale, step back. And we're going to take it down into downward facing dog. Now from your down dog over to the other side. As you inhale, lift your left leg up and step your left foot forward in between your hands. Bring the back heel down, strong legs, keep grounded. Windmill your arms up and then settle into your warrior two. Steady breath, bum engaged, tailbone pointing down in neutral position. Yeah. And now right hand into your waist. I'm going to reach for that block. Hope you moved it. If you're traveling around the mat, hopping the right foot closer to the left, reaching for the block and making sure that my wrist will be under the shoulder, and then trying to lift that right leg up and open to the long edge of the mat, reaching through the heel or pointing the toes. I find pointing the toes a lot more stabilizing, although it doesn't look like right now. But if you flex and you see your toes pointing straight forward in the direction of the long edge of your mat, you know that your position is right. And then whenever you get stable, right arm may extend up. You can even try to look up. And then as you exhale, step back and release down into downward facing dog. And we'll take a down dog with a head support. So either you can reach for your block or bring your knees down to do so. Place it halfway in between your hands and feet. I like to use the medium level of the block, but you try what works for you. Press the floor away, hug the armpits in, bend your knees slightly if you'd like so, and then bring the head on top of the block. So nice and strong down dog, as you would usually take it. Just resting your head, connecting a little bit more to the ground. Inhaling into your ribs, into all corners of your heart. And then exhaling into stillness. With your next exhale, you can lower your knees down. Cross your ankles, remove that block. Come into seated, swing your legs forward. And you may want to use a folded blanket or a cushion under your hips here if you know your hamstrings are on the tighter side. This will allow you to find the right position of the pelvis, tilting slightly forward. In Dandasana, hands resting on each side of your hips, reach through the heels, toes up, lengthen through your spine, and then we're going to inhale here. And as you exhale, reach forward, leading with your heart, hands onto your shins, ankles, or hooking your big toes if you have that space. Feel free to use a strap, extending your arms, hooking the strap around your feet. With every inhalation, you can come up just a few millimeters, just a secret come up, lengthen. And then with every exhalation, try to bring your rib cage more forward and down. And this might be invisible to a witnessing eye, but you may feel that in your body. Trying to find that ease in this posture that is not always easy for everyone. We're trying to rest the brain. Soft breath. We'll take another breath in here. And then as you inhale, come up, back into Dandasana. Exhale, release. I'll invite you to bend your right knee and take it over your left leg. And actually, we're going to bend the left leg as well. Apologies. So your left foot comes to the outside of your right hip. With your left arm, you're going to hug around your right knee. Right hand comes behind. Inhale and lengthen. Press down through your sit bones. And then as you exhale, twist to the right. Looking over your right shoulder, fingertips or hand on the ground. You can always have a prop here. And if you feel like you want to take it a little deeper, you can slide that left upper arm over the knee, pressing yourself further into that twist. Keep your spine long without hunching your back. And then as you exhale, come back to center, unwind. We're going to switch legs, so right heel towards your left hip, left foot over your right knee. Inhale, find length first. Hug your left knee with your right arm. Lengthen again. And then as you exhale, twist to the left, looking over your left shoulder, and maybe even slide that upper arm over that left knee for a deeper twist. One more breath. And with your next exhalation, you can unwind. Coming out of the pose, cross your ankles, remove your prop if you're using it, and then flip forward onto your hands, lowering down onto your belly. And we're going to come into a locust pose. So reach your arms back, tops of the hands down on the ground. Press the tops of the hands into the floor as well as the tops of your feet. And with your inhalation, we're going to lift the chest up, look forward or even diagonally up. And if it feels like too much for your lower back, imagine you're trying to zip your pubic bone up towards your navel, engaging your abdominals, making more space for your lower back. And then as you exhale, release down. Rest here for one breath. And then with your next inhale, lift up again. Legs are active. And we're going to lift the arms up as well, like wings. Feel free to take them a little wider if squeezing feels too much today. And then we're going to lift the legs up. Try to squeeze them together. They may separate, that's okay. Don't just swing them away from each other. Try to squeeze. Another breath. Strong. Exhale, release. Come into child's pose. Nice and slow. Travel through the neutral spine first. Feel free to take your knees a little wider. And then bring your ribcage down on your thighs, head on the ground. Perhaps with a cushion under your bum and a block under your forehead. And notice what's going on in the body, what's going on in the mind. As you're reaching the end of your practice, inhaling into the back of your heart, and exhaling, surrendering into the floor, into the ground, the earth. As you inhale, imagine you're expanding in the room. And as you exhale, you sink in deeper, surrender. Inhaling for expansion. Exhaling, letting go of another little tension or of something that needs to go that is no longer needed. Relax your face and your shoulders. Relax the whole body. Slowly bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And as you inhale, press yourself up into seated. Close your eyes. Don't let yourself be disturbed from that meditative state. Breathing softly. Being inwards. At home with your heart. And you can either stay here in a little meditation and then go into Shavasana, or go straight into Shavasana, your corpse pose, lying down on your back. Cover yourself with a blanket if you're somewhere cold, or in a fluffy sweater. Take as much time as you need in Shavasana. I really appreciate that you took time for your practice, and thank you for choosing me to be your guide. See you soon.